Okay, here's the deal. You can stay here until you whack something too hard with that tail, and then I'm moving you off, all right? Yeah, okay. Okay. Welcome back. All right, as you can see, Audie is not doing any better in his social isolation. He is still lonely and heartbroken, and he needs a lot of love. He's unhappy because of his lack of company. People are not coming to his house to pet a cat, and this is, in his mind at least, a great tragedy. So you're going to have to move because I need this table. Yes, I know. Okay, on to what we are doing today. As I'm sure you've gathered from the title, I have more unboxings. These came as a bit of a surprise, too. I had, in fact, ordered the items, but I wasn't expecting them today. All right, so we'll get into it when we come back. What do you say? There they are, right over there. Do you see everybody? All right. All right, here is the first of the unboxings. I cut the boxes open, as I always do, because I don't want to slice my fingers with the knife and, bleed all over the film. These are Styrofoam plates. Here, you've got to see this. This is interesting. The seller made a little box inside the larger box with Styrofoam plates. I'm fairly certain I've never seen that before. However, we've got another tape minimalist, and that's good. We have teeny weeny little bits of tape holding all of this together. Saucer. Now, this is going to be a very useful plate for me. Now, the whole thing is lusterware, as you can see. It's just white with a little peach rim. And I've actually wanted these a lot more right now than some of the other fancier plates, because the problem with fancy plates is they don't always go well with other fancy plates. On the other hand, if you have saucers like this is going to go with almost anything. So let's see what we've got here. We've got a lot of these. Let's just pop that back in with our paper plates. It looks like we have 7 of these little saucers, which is going to be great because I can promise you virtually all of them will be spoken for within the next day or two, just in terms of tidbit trays, because if you will recall, I had some very interesting plates that had a lot of peach, and in fact they had some brick red in them. These are going to go really well with that. And when I get to a convenient breaking off point, I will just sort of temporarily stop the film, go grab one of those plates, and show you what I mean. But right now, we are unpacking. And this seller, for all the strangeness of that little Styrofoam box, they came through just fine. Ordinarily, I would use thin bubble wrap like this and then use larger bubble wrap with bigger bubbles for more insulation, and then air pillows, but they got the same result. And quite frankly, I don't believe the box is all that, well, actually, it's really not all that heavy. So I think I am seeing another viable option here. I'm going to have to take a better look at that. Maybe one day when, when we have the time, we will check out packaging with styrofoam plates, because proof is in the pudding, because they came through just fine, no damage, very lightweight packing. So I'm quite certain the seller did not waste their money on overpacking the box. And that, by the way, is one of my big concerns when I talk about packing. I'm so sorry. That was the cat, who is not at all pleased that I'm talking to you and not him. Come here, baby. Come on. Well, all right. Remember I was saying I would wait until I had a convenient opportunity to get up and go get those plates. I'm going to do it now because I need to relocate a cat. Come on. Okay, cat is successfully elsewhere, at least for the moment. And I have the plates that I wanted to show you. All right, you can come up, yes, because I love you, yes, come on. This is one of the plates I was talking about. A lot of peach, a lot of brick red, and the blue is pale, more of a gray. So I think that is a good combination. We've got another one. I'm sure you'll recall these, the little tiny birds. Again, good combination. Well, you can stay here if you want, but, oh, okay. And then these. So, right, you can go up and just find yourself a place to sleep where you're not knocking anything over. Yeah, right there would be good. That would be so good. All right, keep an eye on that little tail. The tail, by the way, is, yep, there we go. So, he is in the camera even when he is not in the camera. Anyway, white and peach like this, especially with this much white, is going to be very valuable in giving me a plain, pale-colored lusterware dish to match up with some of the rest of these pieces. So I'm glad I have those. They were not expensive. It was, I believe, $21 for the 7 pieces, so approximately $3 per, and I will check that. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it. Approximately $3 per, in my opinion, because of the versatility of those plain plates. Good bargain. Now, this one, this is, let me show you this. Here is the size of the box. All right, I'm putting this back because I really need to sort of leave this next to me as I unpack it. And we have all kinds of packing materials in here. I'm not even sure what this is. It's some kind of plastic. And that package, by the way, was delivered by FedEx this morning. And okay, very nice little piece. As you can see, we have a gray-blue edge. This is purple, this little spray here. I was looking at it to see if it was dark blue. It's actually purple. And this sweet little orangey red flower Here's a combination I'm seeing right away. Beautiful. I seem to recall that this particular set was mixed pattern china. So we're going to get a chance to see what we've got here. Much more of a pattern on this. Clearly cup and saucer together. We have the orangey flowers, well, a yellow and green sort of flower here that frankly looks rather like ears of corn to me. That could be because I live next door to corn farms, and I really do. Maybe everything starts to look like corn to you when you live next door to it. And this is just very pretty. I ordered this china because the patterns were very engaging. And, oh, well, let's look at the size of this sugar bowl. This is definitely a nice sized bowl. I'm going to have to find the lid to that. Anyway, I ordered this because the patterns were just really engaging and because I seem to recall it's mixed patterns. And for my purposes, mixed patterns is great. Okay, no more knocking. Just that's all the space you need. No, don't take any more. No, let me move this out of your way. There we go. Yes, I love my cat very much, but I am way too indulgent, as you can see. Again, we have a larger plate. This is really wonderful. It's got the same pattern as on the cup. And much as I would like to just start throwing the wrappers on the floor, because of all of that styrofoam in there, I don't dare. I will be picking up mess like forever. Yeah. Interesting packing job. However, so far everything is coming out intact. And I guess ultimately that's the determiner. But we definitely have a great deal of cardboard in here. And bits of styrofoam. Oh, so this is the stuff that I am battling with in here, and cardboard bits and all kinds of other goodies. Well, it looks like I was mistaken when I said I thought there were mixed patterns here, because I am not seeing anything except this white with orange flowers. Now that's okay, because that is a pretty pattern and one that I am quite sure I'm going to be able to do a lot with. Now, all right. All right, here's our creamer to go with our sugar. I don't know where the lid is to the sugar bowl. It does not seem to be maybe it doesn't come with a lid, who knows. Now, usually my thinking is when I grab a set like this and it has the creamer and sugar, my first thought is I'm going to separate this out. I am not going to worry about how many plates and saucers I have, because those are all going to be Tidbit trays. Right now I'm counting 5 of these, and I'm going to say they are salad plates. With older china sets, they may have been bread and butter plates, and frankly, plates have gotten smaller over time. So our grandparents' bread and butter size plates may be our salad plates. So at this point, I have 6 saucers, 1 cup, 5 bread and butter plates, the sugar and creamer. No, you are banging. I told you couldn't bang. And possibly, oh, here we go. All right. We have the lid to the sugar bowl. So this is good. Now, ordinarily, as I said, what I will do is I will simply remove these, sell these separately. And he has left. Finally, I have exhausted the cat's patience. My lucky day. Pieces like this sell quickly and easily because everybody loves a sugar and creamer. This is beautiful stuff. And what I like about it is that it's brightly colored, but it's lighter colors. We're dealing with a very pastel, sort of gray blue on the white, yellow, green, orange. Those ordinarily would be strong colors, but against the white and the gray, not so much. So I don't think that's going to be difficult at all. And we have another cup here. But again, my primary interest in pieces like this is I want to be able to use them for Tidbit trays. So we have another cup. And it's starting to feel like we have nothing left in the box, except, as you can see, I've got this stuff all over me. So I think that's about it. I think we have 2 cups, 6 saucers, 5 salad or bread and butter plates, the creamer and sugar. And I will post the price on that because obviously the creamer and sugar are going to go a long way to paying for the pieces. And when you buy online and you're looking at getting pieces you need along with pieces to sell, remember, if you can pull out a good selling item like a sugar and creamer set, it's going to go a long way to recouping your costs, making the plates that you keep, well, probably in this case, not free, but it will bring them down to those Goodwill thrift shop prices of $1 or $2 a plate. No 2 ways around that. And as you could see from some of the pieces that I showed you, no problem getting these to match up. I am delighted because I'm going to get a lot of Tidbit trays in a color range that I don't have much of. I've not been able to offer much in a pale, like white and gray color range. So this is fabulous. I guess the next thing I have to look for is red. I don't have very much in the way of red. But I had gotten another package, which I did not save for you. I opened it myself, and I want to show you what that was. And it was a full tea set. And here is the sugar. Let me just get the glare off that if I can. No, that's not working. I'm going to find a plate. Here we go. So the plate, as you can see, this is the typical Noritake style. Noritake was a Japanese porcelain company that really just trademarked this sort of scene with a little outcropping of ground and a tree and a little shed and the water and the sunrise or whatever in the background. And you'll see some of them with little windmills or little swans, swimming here in the little sea. And it's a Noritake style, just very, very typical of the Japanese art that was imported into this country in porcelain in the first half of the 20th century. So if you see a design like this, possibly Noritake, not necessarily, because of course is something like this, as I'm sure you don't. I will show you some close-up images, but as I'm sure you do not need the close-up images to tell, this is not the finest in terms of execution or style. The pieces coming out of the Noritake factory were extremely high quality. This is a knockoff. And if you look at the tree, it's like, what was his name? Bob Ross with his happy little brush. Splash, splash. You can see this. So this particular set, and here is the saucer with the little rock outcropping, and it doesn't even have the tree or the little shed. So it's sort of a pretend Noritake, an indication of a Noritake. That set came with the teapot, the sugar bowl, the creamer, and these are both good sized. It came with 5 cups, 6 saucers, and 6 bread and butter plates. So it was a tea set missing a cup. Now, for my purposes, that is absolutely fine. I'm going to break this up anyway. So why do I have no concerns about breaking up tea sets? Because it's already broken up. There's already a cup missing. So I'm taking the teapot, the creamer, the sugar, 4 cups and 4 saucers without the additional plates. And I'm going to package that up as tea set, service for 4. These days, when we are not entertaining 20 people at a time anymore, and as my poor socially isolated cat will tell you, we're not doing any entertaining at all around here. Tea service for 4 is saleable. That is something that will work for younger people and the way they entertain. And I know you're probably thinking to yourself, younger people don't serve tea. This is a size big enough for coffee as well. So that's probably what I will do with this. I will almost certainly take the teapot, the creamer, sugar out. It's just a question of whether or not I'm going to add the cups and saucers with it. And again, doing that is going to effectively reduce the cost of the pieces I do want. I want these for Tidbit trays. So that's what we have here. In effect, we had 2.5 unboxings. The unboxing that I sort of cheated and did without you. And then our little white and peach plates and these. And as I say, very happy to have them because I needed some lighter pieces. A lot of the pieces, as you know, because you've sat with me through the unboxings, A lot of the pieces I've gotten in recently have been strong colors, strong patterns. So in order to deal with that, I need to sort of bring it back a little. So that's what we've got for today. Very quickly, we're going to do a couple of word origins, and then we'll say goodbye. All right. Thrill, to bore a hole in. I like this word. The words thrill and nostril are close cousins. When you are thrilled about a play, for example, the play has actually pierced you with emotion. No, it has not actually pierced you with emotion. It has metaphorically pierced you. I'm back to wanting to haul this guy out of his grave and beat him again. It has not actually done that. If it actually pierced you with emotion, the play would have gotten up out of its stage, grabbed its emotion, and shoved the emotion into your heart. Because the Middle English word for thrilling meant at first to pierce. And similarly, our nostril used to be spelled nostril. Nostril. That is a hole drilled in the nose. And that, by the way, is all correct. That's something that, despite the fact that he's not clear about the definition of actually, he's very clear about the word origins of nostril. Well, that was actually thurl, which is, we'll talk about that sometime. I'm not going to let myself get distracted. I want to, though. You can see I want to. Toady. First, a toad eater. When we use the verb toady as he toadied to the wealthy, we are using a word with a somewhat comic history. You see, it was once the custom of charlatans to have attendants who ate or pretended to eat toads. The toad was regarded for many years as poisonous, so after the attendant had apparently swallowed the toad, the charlatan would appear to save his life by getting rid of the poison. The word toady originally stood for toad eater, but in modern usage it is applied to a flatterer who will do distasteful and nauseating things to please his patron. He will toady to people with great names and great wealth. And that was definitely an interesting one, too. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'm going to show you close-up pictures of some of these, probably just the plates, I think, so that you can see the patterns. And no, I'm going to show you all. Okay. So we've got pictures coming up next. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow.